Button first. Hey everybody, welcome to whatever we called this free Zoom. What did we call it? This is the benefit concert for people with leukemia.
Exactly. Barebone and naked.
Bareboned and naked. Okay, good. Bareboned and naked. So this is a warm-up, building the buzz, building the energy, getting us all excited for the Right Voice class that starts in exactly 48 hours. This class, we have more registrations and people coming on this class than ever before. And I was looking at this class and going, okay, dude, we've been doing this class for years now. What is required now? What is the energy of this class now to take it to that next place? Because each time we've had this class, it has gone deeper and deeper and further into the elements of intimacy and into having more of you out in the world and actually getting to a point of allowance with who you are, that you start to show up without a point of view. And I'll share with you a little bit of someone called Kitty is being noisy. I'm going to mute you, Kitty. Naughty Kitty. So I was looking at what's required next. And what came up was everything that we've made private. Everything that we've made private and secret, and we think no one knows, no one sees, and no one will find out about us. Have you ever heard that song? Kitty's at it again. Have you ever heard that song by the Beatles, Eleanor Rigby, who keeps her mask in a jar by the door? And when she goes out, she puts the mask on so that people see a version of her and not who she truly is. See, a lot of people do that. A lot of people live through social media or through their interactions with others, presenting this mask and this image to the world. Or when they take a photo, they apply a filter so that their skin looks better and they look 15 years younger. And they do this so they can try and get people to like them or follow them. And we lie to ourselves and think that everything that we're hiding, everything that we're making private and secret is not getting broadcast to the world. Well, guess what? Everything you're hiding is your mask. That which you are trying to keep private, you shout loud and clear, projected and broadcast like an opera singer to the world around you. What if instead you allowed yourself to go like Lady Godiva out into the world, naked and unashamed, and let people actually see all of you, warts and all, without a point of view and without the fear that when people actually see you, you will be rejected. Because the truth is, as our friend Shakespeare said, the only thing you actually have of value that no one else has is you. That's not totally how he said it. What Shakespeare said was, to thine own self be true. See, the greatest gift that you have available, and the only thing you have to contribute that no one else has, is you. The gift, the magic, and the beauty of you. And if you would stop trying to present an image, a likable image, and actually let all of the hideous ugliness that you've decided must be hidden out, you would become famous. Do you realize how much you are shutting out the possibilities for your future by editing and curating what you let people see of you? Everything that is, and everything that brings up, times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What have you decided you mustn't show and mustn't let people see that if you did, would give you all of you? Everything that is, times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. If you actually did this, if you actually found out more than ever who you are, not from a definition. See, that's what an image is. An image is a definition. It's the packaging you give to something so they can decide who you are. It's like fashion. Fashion is when you look to a magazine so that others can tell you who you should be. But what I'm talking about is having a persona and having a style. Style, rather than fashion, is when you decide who you are, not the world around you. But you don't decide it to define it and show people an image that you think they will like. You do it for you, based on what will be fun and what truly is vulnerability. Everything that brings up, times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Well, you either hate what I've said or I've stunned you into silence. SG has either got something to say or it's just being noisy. Does anyone have any questions? Anything they'd like to ask about? MLB.
Yes. Hi, Chris. Thank you so
Hello.
much for this topic.
Thank
you.
you.
Yesterday I had been triggered by a little kid, let's say, who was bullying my kid. And I noticed that I went into this. I turned on my killing energy in a very weird way. I didn't went to the wrongness of me to be in the killing energy with this kid, but there is something to explore here. Could you ask me some questions, please?
Yes. Do you have to translate?
Done.
Well, rather than ask you questions, what if we just talked a little bit first about killing energy? Most of you will never choose to have killing energy. You will never choose to have the uncomfortable conversations because you're afraid of what people will think of you afterwards. You're afraid of what it will do to your image if you actually called someone up and said, hey, this doesn't fucking work for me. What if you actually gave yourself the freedom of not worrying about the opinions of others, not making them more valuable than you in your own life, and actually got to the point where you were willing to lose them by saying what's true for you. I've fired 2 people this week. And in each instance, I was aware completely that it was a contribution and a creation of something greater. Whenever I had to do this in the past, I would get nervous and I would even tremble a little bit, and I would be so anxious about it leading up to the conversation. Until I realized I actually enjoy it. See, the uncomfortable conversations and being willing to have those conversations are usually where the greatest amount of change is available. It's when you are just keeping the peace and being nice to everyone that nothing actually occurs. That's where energy gets stuck, where you're worried about offending anyone. Sometimes you have to offend people to put them into question. Everything that brings up times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Have you ever seen a great cat, tiger, or lion? Stephanie asks, what is the difference of killing energy and anger? Yes. See, when you're in the presence of a great cat, like a lion or a tiger, they always have killing energy present. They have such an intensity of presence, and you are always aware that at any moment, they have the capacity and the energy where they could take you down. They are intimidating. Anger is, generally speaking, a reaction, and it's usually a distraction from what you're aware of. See, when someone does something that pisses you off, I'm not talking about having the killing energy where you react and you take off their head just for the fun of it. What I'm talking about is choosing, no matter what, to create something greater and create more. Never in reaction. Reaction is not creation. Reaction through anger or anything else is not choosing for the reality you'd like to have and the possibility you know is there. It's not true choice because it's been motivated by something else. You're trying to get even when you go from anger. When you have the potency of killing energy present, you make it known that you will do what is required when it's required, and no one can fuck with you. Everything that brings up times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Can you talk about FOMO and how to outcreate that? Oh, wait, there's a couple other questions up above. Thank you, Chris. Getting present that I made myself wrong for ruffling feathers in the past. Now getting present, I was being me. Exactly. What is your take on responsibility? Responsibility I don't see that there's any creative purpose to responsibility. responsibility is usually a way that you make yourself wrong and make yourself superior at the same time for not doing something. See, responsibility is the superior position we take when we try to understand, take care of, and fix everyone in our life, rather than recognizing that they have choice. The only person you can truly be responsible for is yourself. Okay, so interesting that all of you people, there's like 6 of you that want to know about FOMO, the fear of missing out. So in your world, what does the fear of missing out have to do with image? How much of your image have you created to ensure that you don't miss out? You don't want to offend anyone. You don't want to ruffle any feathers so that you never miss out. You're always on the invitation list and everyone always includes you. What if instead you had the joy of missing out? What if an awareness of a possibility that you're not involved in brought you joy to know that it's available? I love travel, and being home in Australia for the last nearly 2 years has been strange for me, to say the least. And I have created so much. My life is a million times richer for being here. And I see on social media people off playing in other countries. And I look at it and I go, oh, that looks like fun. I'd like to be doing that. I see my friends here from India and from Russia, and I think to myself, isn't it unfortunate that I'm not able to go there this year? But instead of making myself wrong and making the situation wrong, I'm grateful that I've had the experience and grateful that I can look forward to it again in the future. And I'm happy for those that can do those things right now. Ever where you're judging you for missing out, when you could just enjoy the fact that the possibilities are there? Can we now destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What if every possibility that is quote unquote not available to you right now was an awareness of what you could have in the future? I walked by the window of a jeweler today when I was in the CBD of Brisbane, and there was a big diamond in the window, sitting there singing to me, naked. It was about 10 carats. It was a big stone, an emerald cut. And it wasn't what a lot of people would like because it had a tint of yellow. It almost gave it a neon color. It was very unusual. And I was bewitched by it. Now I know that that stone is hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you could look at this 2 ways. You could make yourself wrong for not having the money to buy it, or you could be excited by the fact that it's a possibility in your future. Lydia, my dear.
Yes, we have 2 questions from Russian chat. Can I read them?
Yes, but I have to ask you a question first.
Yes.
You apparently have a very different point of view about beauty.
Can I translate quickly?
Yes?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Every time I see you, you are more beautiful than the last time.
You know, I just like beauty. I love beauty. I enjoy actually looking at you, and you are such an inspiration by your amazing clothes, but your amazing surrounding, all these beautiful things. So you're inspiring, to like to get ready for your Zooms, to put the makeup, to put the nice, nice clothes. So how does it get even better?
Exactly. What I'd like you to look at, though, is you apparently have a very different point of view about beauty as well. I can tell because that's what you've created as your reality. With what you're choosing, your point of view is, I'm going to get more beautiful every day. And how does it get any better than that? Okay, what do the Russian people want to know?
Okay, so we have a question like, what's the difference between killing energy and abuse? And I think you almost answered this question. And the second one, when I hear the conversation about presenting myself and presenting my capacities, my abilities, I have something in my throat and I just stop everything.
Okay, good. Well, that's what we asked for when we started this Zoom. When it gets stuck in your throat, your capacities and your abilities are what you are keeping private. How many of you can sing beautifully on your own? And when there's an audience, it disappears. How many of you can dance gracefully on your own? And when there's an audience, it disappears. How many of your talents, abilities, and capacities are you making private? Everything that is times a godzillion. Okay, get this. Tap into your body. How much of your body have you created to keep your talents private? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And everything you have repressed, compressed, and suppressed into your body to make that so. Will you let all that go now? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Anna.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
So I wonder more like that which you talked with Lydia, like about what that beauty is, what that is the difference from the image of beauty.
Yeah. Well, the image of beauty has a judgment attached. The image of beauty is based on getting things right, so you get the correct reaction from people. It's creating beauty so that people like you, rather than creating beauty just to enjoy it, for the fun of it, for you. Truly, my friends, your point of view creates your reality. If your point of view is, I'm beautiful and getting more beautiful every day, that's what you will create. But most of you don't. Most of you think you're getting uglier And so you look at photos of 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years ago, and you say, oh my God, I was so beautiful and I didn't know it. Why do you assume you are on the decline? In my point of view about me is, I am one potent motherfucker and I'm getting more potent by the day. If you listen to somebody with a point of view like that, or a point of view like Lydia's about beauty, take it, use it. If you see something in anybody else that they're choosing, you can have it too, because you are it. You will not be aware of a possibility that is not available for you to choose. So, I'm very grateful for Datu, because Datu called me yesterday and he said, I've been lazy and I haven't done anything to contribute to the Right Voice class coming up this weekend. Can we do the Zoom? And I said, yes, let's do it. See, when you're a Datu, your point of view is, I'm not contributing enough. Just like all of you. I'm not doing enough. I'm not adding enough. I haven't done that which I should have done to know that I was a contribution. Is it at all real to you, all of you, that just being on the planet is a contribution? You are all gifts, and you try to keep that private. You try to come up with something to do to prove you are that gift, rather than knowing you are that gift no matter what. How many different people, places, possibilities, and projects is your energy in and contributing to right now? That, my friends, is your voice in the world. Your energetic presence in all of these places and things is your voice in the world. The smile you gave to someone on the street that changed their day is your voice in the world. That moment where you said something to someone that snapped them out of their self-judgment and doubt and anxiety and made them laugh is your voice in the world. It is everything you are choosing, and choosing is not the same as what you are doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for those of you who dare, join us in 2 days' time. And for those of you who'd rather not, I don't have a point of view either way. Where can you get the recording of this call? It was awesome. I'm sorry, there is no recording. It's for you to enjoy now and keep with you. And with that, my friends, bye.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Chris.
translators.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.